I'ma go around the town, up in my way, up my shit. Niggas be making a sound. Niggas don't wish where I'm from. Ride till we making it out. Ay. Ride till we making it out. Ay. Look, go around the town.
All right, what's good, everybody? It's Hosen, Juice Podcast. Here with you again and always with me.
This is your boy Jimma.
Frankie.
Isaac.
And today we got Silvandgold. How you doing today?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming out, man.
Thank you.
Great time. We had a great conversation already.
I know, right? we forgot. We were. I don't know. I didn't know you were recording.
Nah, he be doing that shit. Sorry, he be doing that shit all the time.
Got all that shit. That's crazy. You gotta delete that.
It's not going in.
It's up to you guys.
Nah, Lens is the main editor. Shout out to Lens.
He is the main editor now, huh? Look at you.
Whatever you want.
I remember, bro, there was a time, bro, we would let Lens just run it all. Now we'd be telling him, like, all right, now you got to cut this, block this, edit this. And he'd be doing it.
Thank you.
Nah, salutes, gang.
Thank
I
you.
would look crazy.
Nah, I'd be saying too much sometimes.
Oh, all of us.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, but thank you for coming on. I know we've seen you at your recent performance at Exhibit Life out in downtown Fullerton, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, we were at the Rodriguez show.
Yeah.
And Noah James, right? He was
Noah James was there. Yeah.
How'd you get in touch with even the Rodriguez show?
2019.
Oh,
2019. My very first album that dropped. It's called the Gavi Guerrero LP. They reached out to me, and yes, that's the one with the big poster. That was my first album, and it was because of that album that they reached out to me, and they interviewed me. And ever since then, we've just had like a relationship. And every time I drop something, I go with them. And so Caesar from the show, he hit me up saying that he was gonna have a show with Noah James, and it was like boom bap centered. So he's like, so I thought about you. And so I'm like, oh, thank you very much. So he hit me up, and I said, absolutely. Like, I always say yes to him.
Yeah, it was a
and to
great
them.
lineup.
It was dope. It was good. It was
great
really
lineup.
good. And I'm so glad he hit me up. I always say yes to them. Anytime they hit me up for something, I always say yes to them because they're always super supportive. So shout out to the Rodriguez show and Caesar and them for sure.
Shout out
Mondo.
to Caesar Mondo.
For sure. Always showing love.
Yeah, for real. So how'd you even get into making your first tape?
Oh, man, that's interesting. It's interesting that you say that because behind you is Destruct, and he helped me a lot. So shout out
really?
to Destruct. Yeah. He was.
We got a community.
Yeah.
Salute to this.
Destruct was
baby.
definitely the one that he basically executive produced my entire first album. So he just like, he recorded me and he fixed the song list and stuff like that, and he was kind of like the creative genius behind it. So all I did was hop in with the beats, like, okay, I want that one. Then I rapped, and then he organized it, and yeah, we dropped it. We dropped it in 2019. I want to say, what month was it? I feel like it's been so long already. It's my baby. Oh man, my first album. I think we dropped it like, I want to say November 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and after that, I just was on a roll. Every 2 years, I've been dropping albums. So yeah.
When you say you just pick the beats, like, what do you look for? Like, even for that being your first kind of representation for that, like, people to look at you like, this is going to be Silvandgold. Like, how did you even choose the beats for him to kind of executive produce, even putting the songs together? What did you look for in your first representation as an album?
Well, I think the reason why he reached out to me to begin with was because he saw what I was already into, what I was doing already. I dropped an EP 3 months before I dropped my first album.
Oh, word.
Yeah, my EP was like a 5-song EP. And I dropped it, and he heard it, and that was kind of like the reason why he reached out to me. He's like, well, I can help. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want help, I can help. I have a bunch of connections. I have a studio. I can help you. And so he kind of already knew what I wanted to sound like, right? And so we went to the studio and we picked out the beats. And he had a bunch of like beats that were his that he was just not using. So he's like, some of these beats are like 10 years old. He said, just let's use these because I've never used them and they're so good and I'm never gonna use them. So he basically picked out like beats and he put them in a folder for me, and he's like, let's listen to them and you pick your favorites. So I said, cool. So we sat and we just picked my favorites, and we picked 10 solid beats. And what I was looking for whatever resonated with me, whatever I wanted to sound like and what I like, you know what I'm saying? And I like boom bap, classic hip hop inspired, and
Yeah,
so
you're bar heavy.
Thank you.
Bar heavy.
I appreciate that.
There's not a lot of girls in music that do that.
Not anymore, huh?
No.
There was.
But I appreciate
There
it.
was.
It's
There was a
nice.
lot, but
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
My favorite song off that album was Lessons.
You like Lessons? Oh, thank you very
That was a
much.
good song.
I shot the video in Huntington Park, which is my hometown. So, and I have my nephews in the video. I wanted them there on purpose. So if you see 2 kids in the video, that's them. So it was important for me to shoot it in my hometown because that song is about my hometown. It's about my childhood. It's like a song that's chronologically in order. So I talk about my childhood, middle school, high school, and then to college, and then now. So I mention all that, and it's split in half from the first verse to the second verse, and so yeah. But
You
yeah,
seem hella calculated as a writer.
Yeah,
Just to want to
Thank you.
introduce all that and like it was like songs be 3 minutes, 4 minutes, like that's like on a long spurt, you know. So for you to want to have the idea just to approach that song, like what made you want to be so detailed as a writer?
You want to know something funny? I was an English major in college.
A word.
I have a degree in literary journalism, so I write.
Sorry.
That's what I do. That's what I've always done, and I majored in that because that's what I like to do. And even in high school, that's what I did. I like to write. I've always been good at writing, and I took my first poetry class when I was like in middle school, and ever since then, I've just
They had poetry in middle school for y'all?
yeah. It was. I mean, it was
Damn,
like
what?
an elective type thing,
I know.
and then
Damn.
in high school, I took it
We
again.
had wood shop.
Okay, I would have took poetry.
Nigga said
Poetry's
typing.
a
my
shit,
class.
bro.
Bro, yeah,
I
we
would've
shit.
had
I ain't gonna
In
lie. We had wood
college,
shit, bro.
in college,
I would've
it got
because then
more
I
hardcore.
I
Like we
was
had
trying
to
to
read
rap.
like Shakespeare and stuff like that. You know what I'm
A
saying? So
word.
yeah, I've always been a writer.
Yeah.
So when it just translates.
How does that still motivate you? I'm sorry, that's just like really specific, but like Shakespeare is like it's like an acquired taste. Like that still made you want to be a writer. Like
Shakespeare? I mean, Shakespeare's just one writer. There's a
Okay.
bunch of
Right.
amazing romantic writers. A bunch. But
Right.
Shakespeare's the most famous, right?
I get you.
But honestly, when you read literature,
Mm.
poetry, like old, if it's honestly like another language. Like when you read it, you're like, I don't know what this is because
Right.
this word doesn't even exist anymore, right? Because these words are so old and ancient, right?
Mhm.
But when you find out what that word means, you're just like, oh wow, like it just hits home for you. So it's just beautiful to read stuff about love
Mhm.
and about life in a way that you don't hear anymore, and love especially, right? Because I feel like we don't really talk about love anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't really express about that anymore. So when you read like Shakespeare, for example, and how he expresses love, it really just reminds you like what is important. It sort of like humbles you. And because with hip hop, it's all about just arrogance, pride, and just like who's the hardest one. You know what I'm saying? Like just gunshots in the fucking song. Don't get me wrong, I love that shit. I do. But after a while, you have to come back to reality, like what really matters, right?
Right.
And that's what I love about poetry and about Shakespeare, for example, and Jane Austen and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's fire.
So I love reading that shit. Fuck it.
Nice.
It's my shit.
So when did you decide to turn your poetry into hip hop?
Man, that's such an interesting question because I've always loved hip hop since I was a kid, right? Since I was a kid, that's just what it was. I loved it, right? But I guess subconsciously, when you like watch MTV or like BET, or when you see like the covers on the albums and like the people on those covers don't look like you, or like the people on MTV don't look like you, and the people on BET they don't look like you, so you never think you can do it, right? But you don't really like think about it consciously. It's just like subconscious. Like it's just not what I can do. It's just not me. But it's cool. I love it anyway, and I'm gonna be supporting it no matter what. So even when I went to college to become a journalist, I wanted to write about hip hop because I never thought that I could do it. But I want to be a part of it somehow because I love this shit for real, right? So that's just what it was. I wanted to write about music. I wanted to be a music journalist, right? But I realized very quickly after college that getting a job in journalism as a music journalist was nearly impossible. Like I was disillusioned. Like this is not something that's gonna happen for me, right? But I love this shit so much. Like what is happening, right? So honestly, I just decided to write my poems and recite them over beats, right? But I didn't have beats. So I just went on YouTube and I would just find beats there and I would practice over beats on YouTube. And it turns out that it sounded pretty fly. I was like, this is dope. this is fucking dope.
That's
And
fire.
I don't see anybody doing shit like this.
What a
You know?
journey, bro.
Wow.
I don't see anybody
is
doing
dope.
stuff like this. And so I was like, well, okay, I need some original beats because if I do this shit, I'm gonna get sued, right? So I started going to a lot of local shows in my community to try to connect, right? See if I could meet somebody that could record me, that can, you know, give me some beats or whatever, even sell me some.
Where do you even go look at that stage?
What
Were
is
you
it?
already like tapped into the scene, or did you already kind of like have a scene around you? Like,
No,
where do you even,
actually,
how do you even
I had
find
to
something like that?
social media.
Okay.
I had to just find it, right? And so I did. I went on social media. I found that there was like a collective happening in my own community.
That's fire.
And I was like, well, let me pull up, right? So I pulled up, right, to like the local shows. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was not impressed with the performers.
Oh wow.
I was like, what is going on? Like these
Yeah.
beats are whack. Are they what is I was like, this is not
Yeah.
good.
Oh, YouTube has better.
It was whack. No, it was. I was
Yeah.
not impressed. It was just bad. It was bad. It was like, I mean, for me, obviously, my own opinion. I didn't like the production. It was really just weirdly modern. They weren't even rapping. I don't know what they were doing. So they had an open cipher. So I got on the cipher, right? I was like, play something classic, right? And I got on the cipher, and they recorded me on there,
Salute.
and they put it on Instagram, and like they got all kinds of views, and I got all kinds of followers. And then after that, I started meeting other people and producers, and suddenly I went from like I need to find somebody that can record me and give me beats to like I have a bunch of options now.
Wow.
I'm like, so I just
Salute to
made
first impression.
connections. I just made
You
connections,
hear me?
and after that,
Shit.
the rest is history. Now, like and that's how I met Destruct, and then he invited me to his studio, and we made the album, and we dropped it, and the videos, and all that stuff. And after that, it just kept going and going, and now I have 3 albums out and an EP,
Damn.
4 projects out. Yeah.
Hey,
But I
Working.
just
working.
it's
Working.
consistency, you
Nah,
know.
for real.
It is. So you were listening to hip hop as a child. Who were
Oh,
some of
yeah.
your influences?
It depends what age. Okay, so let's see. I was probably like 8 years old. I really liked the Beatnuts when I was 8. I really, really liked the Beatnuts, and of course the Fugees. But I think I always say the Beatnuts were like the group that really made me fall in love with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because when I heard Watch Out Now, I was like, oh shit, this is an amazing beat. So after that, I just went nuts. But Little Kim was big for me when I was young. She was so
Gangsta
sick.
shit.
I love Little Kim. Who else? Tupac was more like middle school. I was a little older. Big L was when I was a kid.
Wait,
a lot
you were
too.
listening to Little Kim as a little girl?
Oh yeah, dude.
shit.
No,
This is like junior high. Yeah.
no, but it's a great. Little Kim's the shit. She's a spitter. We forget how dope she is because we see her
she's
sexy
fire.
all the time, but she was a spitter. Remember, she was fucking
My
dope.
first introduction to Kim was as rapping, just from my mod beat, bro.
Yeah,
like-
right.
What is it? It's the real.
Yeah.
What's the name of that song?
Uh,
Quiet Storm. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that was
Yeah.
my first like knowing this is Little Kim rapping. You know, how sometimes you hear like features, like like you just hear a woman rapping,
Mhm.
but that one, like, I knew that was her verse, and like I was like, at times, bro, I felt like she had a better verse than niggas on her
Yeah.
track. That's how I felt. I was like, damn, bro, this is just like it's just piece better nice. I don't know.
No, yeah, her album Notorious Kim was like a really big deal for me. I was listening to that when I was like 10 years old, and
Wow.
I memorized some of the songs I shouldn't have, but I wasn't paying attention to like what she was saying
Mhm.
as much as I was paying attention to her delivery and the cadence and the beats, right?
Mm.
So I think that's the thing. We're scared to show kids like certain songs, and I get it because some are super explicit, but kids don't pay attention to the details of the lyrics as much as they pay attention to the beat and the drum and the delivery and the rhyme, right? So it's not so bad to show kids music. Be wise, but it's not such a bad idea because honestly, hip hop it empowered me at a very young age. I was in elementary school and I just felt like I was the coolest person ever. You couldn't tell me that you were better than me, cooler than me, because I thought I was better than you because of hip hop. Like you were listening to NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. I was listening to fucking the Beatnuts and Wu-Tang, and I'm here at 9 years old, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm better than all y'all.
Flexing
you-
'cause of hip hop
you
is
can't tell me
crazy.
shit. And it's like it's weird.
should have
It's,
flexed
it's
marbles
weird
or
to
something.
think about.
She said, what?
It's weird to think about, but as a
That's
9-year-old,
fire. That's crazy.
as a kid, you know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
We want to feel wanted, and we want to fit in, and we sort of get self-conscious as kids. But hip hop did the opposite for me. It empowered me. I thought I was better. I thought I was
Wow.
cooler. I didn't need to have friends with me because I was fine alone. I had my fucking Walkman with the cassette. I was like,
Damn.
and then that all translated to the rest of my life. I was in middle school and high school, and I was like,
Did it continue? Like, did you
Yeah,
were you kind
absolutely.
of always been a confidence person? or-
absolutely
Okay.
because of honestly, I give it because of hip hop.
Okay.
Like I couldn't you couldn't put me down because I felt like I was better than you, and that's what it was, and that's how it is, because my music taste was just better, and that was all in my head. I don't know. I mean, it's my own opinion, but hip hop gave me confidence since I was a very young kid, and it just translated to the rest of my life. And even now, as an adult, like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I value just being by myself. I don't need friends. I'm okay. I'm confident. I could do whatever I set my mind to do. I'm good, and I think my ability and all that in hip hop, and it's just always been that way since I was a kid. So that's why I always say, like, we have to show these kids about hip hop because it will empower them. It will, and a lot of kids need that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're always comparing themselves and they want to fit in and they feel insecure and they're bullied. But if you're confident in yourself, like, that shit translates to your actions, you know what I'm saying? To your expression. And so I'm all about showing the kids how to be empowered, and hip hop did that for me.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying? For sure.
That resonates for sure, for sure.
For sure.
Even with that, performances.
Yeah.
That's something that resonates as well. Like, in terms of you trying to be an MC, connect with the crowd, like, give a little backstory about the songs that you make. How do you approach performing compared to making music?
Oh, wow. Performing. I did not like to perform right away.
Wow. You said you was mad confident. You just contradicted.
But performance is different.
Pulled up to the show and said, "Y'all whack."
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
That's what I said. She said, walk out. That's crazy.
Got him on stage there.
Yeah.
You can't rap. You shouldn't be here.
That's what I said. You try
I'm
to
out.
Whack. You're all right. Beat selection was whack, but you're all right. Like,
You cool.
And DJ don't fuck up my shit neither. Look back at us.
I give him the I to do it. I turn on the
You seen that Biggie meme where he was just going off on the DJ? He was like,
Threw the water at him. Yeah.
he's like, you fucking on, man.
yeah. I can see Silva.
No, I never
first performance, he
disrespect.
said,
Never
"Nah, that's
disrespect the
trash."
DJ. Never disrespect the DJ.
I hear you.
You want to keep the DJ happy on your side because he or she's gonna help you just sound better.
Nah, definitely.
Right.
And then
I-
with your first performance, you said, like, was it nervousness? Was it what was it about?
Man, the reason why I don't like to perform is because I just get nervous with I don't really like people looking at me, like, all the attention, you know, it makes me kind of shy. I'm shy.
Oh,
I'd rather not be, you know, like, on stage or whatever. But you have to learn. Like, you have to just get better. If you're not challenging yourself, then you're not growing. And I know that I needed to just get over it and just get better and become confident and just do it, right? And
Right.
so from the beginning, I was just like faking my confidence or just forcing myself to get out there, because I had to, because people wanted me to perform, and because at the end of the day, I want my music. I want you to hear my music, right? And so it was even, I think I'm barely starting to like to perform just now.
Really?
Like, I'm just starting to appreciate it.
And this is from 2019.
To now.
Yeah.
Like I'm barely now appreciating what it means to be on stage. And
Wow.
what has helped me with that is like, okay, when I go see my favorite artist, why do I go? Why do I like it? What do they do on stage that makes me feel like, oh shit, that was a good show, right?
I was about to say that. They throw sandwiches.
Give them
Shout
free
out to
food,
Mayhem Loren.
apparently. Mayhem Loren gives free food to people. So that's what. So I guess I have to give
Turkey.
food. I don't know.
Tomato.
I'm gonna give spaghetti
mozzarella.
and meatballs.
I realized with
Tomato,
those little
that's
things,
crazy.
like, you know, when like an artist throws weed or like
Sea salt,
just tries to
vinegar.
accommodate the crowd, I realized that like it tends to like distract us, but makes us happy that you cared about us.
The
So
what?
then it's like, you know, like when the main artist throws like weed,
Oh, yeah.
merch or something.
Stuff. Mhm.
Yeah, it just makes us like kind of like
You
little distract, like,
appreciate
hey,
me.
yo, I got some. But then like
Yeah.
the next song is like, I'm gonna fuck with you even harder than the past
Yeah,
three songs that I
that's-
fucked
Yeah.
with you type shit.
Yeah, yeah.
I get you trying
And
to
that beat
even
went
gauge.
hard after those sandwiches.
At the
What is
show
that?
that I met you guys at, I gave some free CDs to
Yeah.
people in the front.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Hey, you had good stage presence that day.
That's bro. That's
That's
what
why
I'm
I'm
thinking.
It
like
took
tripping right now.
time.
Like, what do you mean you shy? Like,
Bro,
That took
yeah,
time.
I
everybody
was
engaged.
confused.
It took time,
At
though. That's what I'm
first,
saying.
everybody was like towards the back, and then they moved up for the rest of your performance. Like, Seems like you had that shit on lock.
That
to
took
me.
time. It's okay. Also, I had to practice. Like I had to practice. Another thing is that you have to rehearse before you perform. You have to rehearse before you perform, because when you rehearse and you go on stage ready, right? Because you already rehearsed, and so that's what helped me to feel good too. I'm like, okay, I don't love this right now because I'm shy, but how can I make this a really good experience for me? Well, okay, first of all, I'm gonna think about the crowd. How can I make them like it and enjoy the experience, right? Number two, I have to rehearse so that I feel confident. So I had to rehearse like crazy every time before a show. And three, can I give something away to somebody? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Right. And four, don't be afraid to be vulnerable. And I think at that show, I was, you know, I did share some backstories about some of my vulnerabilities, some of my struggles, you know, some of my experiences. My sadness, you know what I'm saying? Just be real with people, because when I see my favorite artists and I'm inspired by them and the show was great, and then they're being vulnerable and saying some real shit that I can resonate with, I'm like, oh, they're human like me. Yeah. I really want to support them now. And so it's like, it's just a beautiful exchange of energy. And that's what I think about now. In the beginning, I didn't understand that. I was like, they're all looking at me. Ugh. But now it's like, this is you're empowering each other. You're empowering them. They're empowering you, and we're all going through some shit right now. So let's just empower each other. You know what I'm saying? We're all just trying our best. So I have the stage, I have the mic. What am I gonna do with this? You know what I'm saying? Right. Let's do something real, some good. And so that's what I think about now. You know, it took some time, but now that's why I do it now.
That's fire.
More than anything.
Fire.
It was a great show.
With the show that we saw you at, you were performing your new album, or like your latest one.
Yeah.
Can you please speak on it a little bit and like the creation of it? I know it's like 2 albums from your first one, but please talk about the most recent one.
It just recently came out, right?
Yeah, like, it came out in June 21st. Okay. June 21st. My third album. My second album came out 2 years before that, which is in 2021.
That's a gap.
I basically dropped 3 albums, 2 years in between. Like,
okay.
Yeah, so 1 year, yes, 1 year, 1 year. And so, yeah, I've been pretty consistent. So my last album that just dropped, Gold Rush, June 21st, man, it was something, dude. It was something. So I went from having like an engineer that was like my main engineer, that I was like, that was somebody that was dependable for me, right? So I was not stressing as far as engineering, as far as production. I was like, let's just put music out. And then I went from that to having no engineer anymore, no main engineer, no connection with beats anymore. I had a little bit, actually. I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of a connection, but I had no more engineer, no place to record, and that happened last March. So I went from having 2 albums out and just like everything's smooth, everything's dope, to like, okay, I don't have anywhere to record anymore because my main engineer, like, he's not around anymore. So I'm like, fuck, you know? So it was just like, okay, let's start over. I had to start over in that area. I had to like reconnect with people and like, network again, you know? Like, I have to re-network to meet somebody that can be dependable enough so I can record, because I'm trying to drop this music. You know what I'm saying?
And it ain't quick, because I got to really figure out if I even like your style, not just like a friendship thing. It's like so I get that.
You have to connect with somebody. And so I had to like, I found myself in that position, having to like re-network, right? And so I was, you know, out and meeting people, and I'm trying to find people. And then, but I had all these beats already, right? But I'm like, but I can't record because I don't have a main engineer. And so that time was really like last year in 2022 was a very pivotal time for me, where I realized that I can't be depending on anybody the way that I was in the past, because then I'm left in a position where if they're not around, I'm screwed. So I had to sort of like just like reimagine my life and like, okay, we can't let this happen again. We can't find ourselves in a position where I can't do music anymore because of one person. So that's what happened last year. And then eventually I met my friend Apollo Naps, and he became my main engineer, and our connection was just natural. He became just a really good friend. At a show, I was booked at a show. He was the DJ, and he already knew me from my music. So he's like, Silvandgold, I know who you are. And I was like, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. We connected, and he became my main engineer. And after that, I was like, let's do this. So I just started recording from just recording music, and I'm like, whatever lands, I'm just gonna record a bunch of stuff, and if I really love something, then that's gonna be for the album. But I don't know yet.
When you say recording about stuff, like, so you write often? You have stuff in the tuck, like.
Both. I had
Okay.
some songs already that were there, but they weren't mixed and mastered. But also, I started to just write some new stuff. And I was going through a very pivotal time last year, so I let that out in the music. And I mean, you can probably tell from some of my lyrics, they're a little bit just raw and real and vulnerable. So I was just writing and recording. And I'm like, let's just write and record. And I don't know what's going to go on the album, but whatever, I don't know. We'll just worry about that later. So that happened. And then late last year in November, I got a DM from Superstition. I don't know if you guys know who Superstition is. Superstition was somebody that I was listening to in high school, right? He used to work a lot with like Self-Titled and like Little Brother and Illmind. And I was listening to him in high school, and so we were friends on social media, but that was pretty much it. We weren't like friends, right? We were just like, we just followed each other. And I guess he took the time to actually bump my music. And so he messaged me in November, and he's like, yo, Silvandgold, I want to see if I can send you some beats. And I was like, and when he sent me that message, I was at work, and I was crying. I started crying at work, right? Because I was like super excited.
How did
like,
I even line up?
Like,
yeah, you're like
I was like,
wow.
what is going on right now? Because this year last year was just so stressful and so horrible. But for some reason, when he messaged me, all my problems just seemed to go away. I was like, there's hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. One of my favorite artists, not only does, he follow me, but he wants to work with me. So
Yeah,
I was like, yes, you can send me beats, bro. Of course. Thank you. I'm honored. And I got the beats, and I was like, what do I do with them now? Because I'm scared. I want to impress them. I want to impress. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to fuck this up.
Yeah.
And even now.
No, just thank you. It's like, oh, shit now.
Okay.
Oh shit!
That shit changes.
Just pulled that way.
Oh, like,
He's not
fuck,
a
it's not a
scammer.
He's real. So I found myself just like sitting on those beats for like 3 months because I was scared. But
That's
I said,
honest.
you know what? Let's just listen to. Sorry. Let me.
If that's how
I'm
you
like-
felt, talk your shit.
Let me just play one.
Let it resonate.
Let me play one because they're all dope. So I was like, which one do I pick? So I'm like, let me just play one. If I'm really moved by one, I'm gonna start writing to it right now. So I was just eventually I was moved by Bring the Gold, which is the intro of the album.
Wow.
I was like moved, and I started tearing up at the beat. Have you ever heard a beat, just a beat, not with no lyrics, but just an instrumental that's just so moving? You're just like, it's just the music. And so that beat did that to me. And I just felt so
Sing About Me, I'm
inspired.
Dying of Thirst.
What is it?
That's my shit. Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst by Kendrick.
Oh yeah.
Especially because that album, like, I loved
Mhm.
everything about it. But when I heard
Yeah.
that one, I was like, damn.
Like
All this shit gets
the beat? Just the beat?
Yeah, just the beat.
Yeah.
Like
There's beats that just do that to me.
It did that to me.
It's
I
just
I
the
remember
beat.
that shit.
Yeah, I have a lot of beats that do that to me, where it's
promise
just
you.
like I just need to hear the beat and I start crying. Right?
Nah,
I don't
I'm
know.
on it.
I love music. Fuck it.
Begins
I'm
to
weird and
be
emotional.
Nah,
But
music's great.
when I heard the
I'd be
Bring the
jealous of
Gold-
talent. I feel like that's how I'd be listening to it. I'm like, damn, how the fuck you even create this? I'd be thinking like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, not only like my emotions, but I'm like, God damn, I could never do this.
deep ass lyrics and shit,
Shit, yeah, I'm like,
experiences,
fuck,
just real
bruh.
shit, man.
You talented motherfucker. That's how I feel, bro.
So when I heard that beat,
Yeah.
I got really emotional and I started to write. I just started to write. I started writing and I started writing and writing and writing. And then eventually I was like, we have a song done. So I hit up my homie Apollo and I'm like, we have to record this song, right? So I recorded it and then I added it to the album. I was like, well, I have a bunch of songs. Let me just add that one. And then I felt confident after that. I was like, well, let me see what other one of his beats I could write to. So then I started, I played another beat of his and that's when I wrote Joints to Sade, which is on the album. Joints to Sade.
That shit was a
Song
good
is
song.
crazy, yo.
Yeah, it's like
That
it's an
shit was
interesting
crazy.
song.
Word flipper in that song.
Yeah.
It's like
You do like the
it's
thumb
awesome.
index bar and then you flip it
I
at the
did it
end
again.
to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
It's talking
That
about
shit
massage.
put my
Yeah,
head
You use a thumb
you're
to
good.
roll the weed
I
and you use the
play that
thumb
one.
to
You're
massage the
tired.
back.
You a barsmith too, don't let? We
I
listening.
love Joints to Sade.
We
bro.
listening. I tell
Joints
you.
to Sade
That
is
shit
my
one of
shit.
them ones.
I fucking love it. That song is a little bit more fun. It's not so serious. Like Bring the Gold is more on some real shit. I'm being just real.
You know, it's
But-
crazy. I think that one's more real because it's like a personal experience.
Which one?
Joints to Sade.
How do
because-
you know it is though?
Well, because you talk about specific experiences with the guy.
But
No.
remember, I'm a writer.
Okay, so you bullshit.
I can't say.
I just think that's like a personal experience. You know,
Art
like,
can be interpreted
Alright,
in
for
many
sure.
ways. I'm not gonna
That's how
tell
I'm
you
listening
that's a
to it,
real
you know?
story.
Magician never reveals his tricks.
Yeah, I'm
She
gonna
just
tell
got it.
you
I was
if
like,
it's
wait.
real.
Like,
What do
she's
you
like,
mean?
How do you know it
Maybe,
happened?
maybe
What do you
not.
mean? I was like,
She's all, bro, rappers
Nah,
rap.
you're right.
That's
I
fire.
just
Him just found out
I can't
wrestling
reveal my
fake.
secret.
bro, I was just like, damn. I was like, yo, wait. He's like, what? How?
What do you mean?
I had way more, bro, I had hella more questions. That's fire though. No, please.
No, I
continue.
mean,
this is cool.
It's an inside story. Writers don't always write true stories. Sometimes we get creative. We're artists. We imagine shit, and sometimes we or sometimes we want something to happen, and so we're gonna write about the future. So
that to me, that's an insight to how you write. That's
some of it is real, some of it
actually
is
really
not.
cool. Okay.
If you want to know, then whatever. I'll tell you
I
later.
tried to know and she denied me from that. She didn't give me the answer.
Yeah, bro. She just keeps getting going around, bro. Just stop. Just stop.
It's fire. It's fire because I think all the songs.
She's all,
are fire,
listen to it again.
Yeah, no,
that's-
honestly, I really enjoyed that
All the
album.
time.
Yeah, like,
Play it back.
Think about
that's
it.
cool. That's cool. That's cool. Now, please continue. What was the next one after that? We could talk about.
Just joints
Yeah.
with Sade. That was it. We have
Okay.
I out of the other beats that he sent me, I didn't use all the beats. I just used two because
Okay.
I wanted to just. There's other things I have another album coming, so I'm always working. So
Damn.
I'm gonna do it more, and I can't reveal the secrets, but shout out to Superstition though, for real. He is not just somebody. He didn't just send me beats and just bounced. He sent me beats. He asked me to send him the entire album when it was done so he could play it. I played it for him. He was honest with me. He always supports me, and he's dropping his own music too. And I'm on his future projects too. So he's not just somebody that just supports me from far. Like he's just somebody that full on supports me and uplifts me and believes in me and pillars me. And to have an OG believe in you like that is just like a whole different experience. Like, okay, if somebody like that thinks that I'm dope, I'm good. I'm good with all of y'all's opinions because Superstition believes in me, you know? So shout out to Superstition for real. So the songs were done. We organized it. And then I was like, damn, making CDs is expensive. Dropping music is expensive, right? You have to pay for studio time. You have to pay to mix and match the music. You have to pay for the cover art photography, and you have to pay for merch, and you have to order the CDs online. And then you have to throw the album release show, and then you have to pay for that because there's drinks and food involved. So I was like, man, this is super expensive. And I found myself just like, I need money, right? But we made it work. We ended up having the album release at my friend's house to save money. And it was fire. It was so fire. It was full. And I was like blessed beyond belief. And
That's dope.
honestly,
What
at
a
the
vibe.
at the album release,
Shout out to friends.
shout out to homies.
Yeah.
Shout out to homies
Willing
that
to
believe in
support,
you,
yeah.
Real.
that open up their home to you. And it was such a great and successful show. That's probably my biggest album release I've ever had. The first one was great too, though. If you were in East LA for the first one, I really appreciate you because that was fire. But this last one was different because it's my third album. I'm already more seasoned. I learned a lot now, and it was just great. It was just a great album, album release and everything. And so I'm being really real on the album. I'm being really vulnerable, and I'm not even like being super like cryptic about it. I'm being pretty direct in my album. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like just about the shit that I'm going through. Like I say it on the album, like I got fired from my job. My boyfriend dumped me. Like I found myself with no place to live. Like that's what
Angelo.
happened.
Yeah, Pendulum was a real
Yeah.
Angelo,
song.
she
Honestly,
talking,
yeah.
I'm telling you.
Now
Yeah,
that
tough.
is a true story. I will be
Yeah, no, so
She's
too
just
much
a
of that shit
writer.
was relatable. I was like,
She's
she's not
just a
lying
writer.
on that. You're
Yeah,
not
no.
lying.
just direct. Yo, I got dumped.
Find out on the next episode.
Juice or I Yo.
But I
too.
just and that's why I took the photo.
Is Struggle Mill
in-
real? Please tell me that's
What
not
do you
real.
mean? Wait, Struggle Mill has 3 verses. I can't tell you about the other verses
No,
just myself.
Yours. I'm talking about yours.
I mean,
I can't ask the other guys about their stuff. They're not here. You know, I'm asking about your verse.
I mean,
You know?
why, you want to know? Okay, are you gonna ask me
Because
every
you talking
song one
about
by one?
TikTok ramen. Like you talking about TikTok ramen.
Nah, we're
Oh,
just
yeah.
Let me
talking
find
about
out you
the
never
good
ate top ramen.
Imagine I've never had a cup of noodle. No.
I'll be so
Yeah, yeah.
disappointed.
I said the wrong brand. Damn.
Yes. Okay. Struggle Meal is real.
No, but just the fact
My
that
experiences in Struggle Meal are
All
very
right.
much real. It's
That's another joint I like on that joint.
Struggle Meal is a song about food. right? We talk about food, but it's also like a metaphor just to like
No, you like mentioned like
About
opening your
life.
home to like, you know, like if I eat, everybody eats. That's not just
yeah.
food specific. It's about just
Like I'm hungry now, but I'm not always going to be hungry. And when I have enough food, both like literal food, but also like metaphorically, when I have things, I'm gonna make sure to take care of the family. You know what I'm saying? Take care of everybody that was around that really just like supported me from the beginning, right? So yeah, it's both. It's like yes, food, but also like just like struggle meal just in general. Like I'm struggling, you know what I'm saying? So it could be applied to both for sure.
I hear you.
So yeah, it's real.
I hear you.
It's real.
The realest.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
I
real.
feel like the whole album is crazy. Real
It
shit.
was a great album.
Thank
Especially
you.
for being your third.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to wait another 2 years for your next one, or what?
I have an EP dropping soon.
Ooh,
Okay.
I haven't dropped an EP since 2019. So cause I usually just do albums, not EPs. But I'm gonna drop an EP in it.
What's the reasoning?
Well, because the songs were done a couple years ago, and so my homie just hit me up and he's like, "Look, we have 4 songs out of 5. Let's just finish this 5th one and have an EP already." I'm like, "I'm down," you know. So I'm gonna drop it before the year ends. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
Damn.
damn.
Oh man.
With the
It was like-
exclusives?
She said 2 minutes ago,
Or
I'm trying to
not.
be cryptic. Then she gave us the news.
I can't even. Now I have to drop it before the year ends.
Yeah,
You
now
guys
you're
already
about
know.
to say.
'cause now we're all
I
gonna
have
hold
to
you
message
to
the
it.
homie.
A lot of people are
Get
gonna
them
watch
shit.
People are gonna show you this clip, like, yo,
Yeah, if
you
it's not out,
said
we're all
said
gonna
you were
message you
on the
independently.
juice
Like, hey,
that you was gonna.
yeah, one more
I'm
week.
just gonna clip this out.
Fuck everything in the beginning. Clip that. Yeah.
Clip that
That's fine.
before the year ends.
24th of fucking January or fucking
Yo,
December.
Yo, we
Message
that
her,
right
bro.
here, like,
Oh my God.
hey,
You gotta message
Okay, yeah,
Silver and
I
Gold.
have
week
it.
left, going crazy, yeah.
So Christmas Eve, make sure you message Silver and
I'm
Gold.
gonna
Yeah,
make
no.
sure it's
You got
dropped.
7 more days.
I'm
that's
gonna
fine,
do
that's
whatever it
fine.
takes to get it out. Just
Okay.
because I said it now, so I have to now. Accountability. So yeah,
Nah,
that's what
that's
I'm gonna
fine.
do.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
That's fire. Real quick, even with that EP, do you like that? Even though there's songs that dropped a long time ago, to be like a representation for who you are today, like
The songs that I wrote a while ago. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they are. I'm not every song I record in the past is gonna be like dope, right? Because you grow up and you're like, I'm not that person anymore. But luckily, those songs are. I actually reheard them and I'm just like, yo, this is fire. Let's drop it.
Yeah.
Like I recorded them in like 2020
Wow.
and like 2021. So yeah, they're older, but they're still dope.
That's fine.
And I think, because I guess only I know, but like sometimes I hear my cadence and my delivery from my old stuff and I hear the stuff now and I'm like, yeah, back then I was a little bit more like mellow and now I'm just like full on rapping. So it's like, yeah, you might see the difference, but nonetheless, I'm proud of the music.
Wow.
That's for this EP. Even though songs are old, I'm
Yeah,
excited
yeah,
to drop
yeah.
it. So yeah, and the producer he's from Philly, so shout out to Grundy Bowes for sure from Philly. So Philly.
Don't get me started, bro.
Wait,
we're
what?
Not, we're not.
I
doing
didn't
this
say
right now.
nothing.
What?
He's doing a lot, bro.
What's wrong?
He's
Did
doing
I
a
miss
lot.
something?
What happened,
Is
bro?
it about
He's
sports?
doing a
He's
lot.
just a big Philly guy.
Football.
I literally said nothing.
All right, see, at least you're against it
No,
all. I respect
no.
that. Salute.
It's
Because you're
just the
expected against entirely.
Not Philly as a team, just the sport in general.
That's what I'm saying. You're against it all. I salute that.
I don't
'cause that's-
like football.
You stand on it. I
the
respect
whole
that. You just
CTE
said fuck
situation, they're racist. Fuck
I
football.
get it.
They don't care about the players, man. Fuck football. They're using them. They're
The
playing
racist
them.
against the players? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
I get
The
that.
owners are all white. They're racist against the players.
I never
They
decided,
get
y'all.
injured,
Tell you
and
what.
then once they're out of the NFL, they're screwed and they're all fucked in the brain, and nobody wants to help them. Anyway, that's a whole conversation.
Yeah.
I don't like football.
Yeah, wrong.
Anyway.
I just watched a crazy injury too.
Yeah.
That shit made me twitch. I was like, what the
Right.
fuck?
Wait,
Don't ever
what?
show that shit again.
Yeah, no, we just there was like an injury in like the game yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What
it was
happened?
like-
What happened?
Tore his whole knee to shit.
Yeah.
And then what's up with his career now?
We
that's
the worst
don't
part.
know.
He's probably gotta go
he's
work a
pretty much
construction
done.
job.
He's pretty much done. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
we
ain't
don't-
making no
He made his
construction on
money.
that knee, bro.
He made his money,
Nah.
but he's
Was
pretty much
not
done.
doing no construction.
Oh, that fool's gonna
Doing
go
an
be doing a
office job.
motivation speaker
Doing an
or
office
something.
job.
Shit,
What
an
are you
average
doing?
Joe, dude.
An average.
About to see him
Bro,
with
that
a
motherfucker's
crossing
based in
guard
Cleveland, bro.
sign.
He'll be straight in Cleveland, bro. He'll be all right.
It's a very dangerous sport, yo. You
Yeah.
risk
Oh,
your
fuck
life.
yeah.
You risk your
Every
life.
play,
And
yeah.
you get paid a lot of money, but the owners of these
you're not getting
teams and
paid
the
as much
owners
as
in the
your-
NFL, they're all white billionaires and shit.
But
They don't
they're not
care.
even getting paid as another athlete would be like his baseball player or basketball player. So
Oh,
I
really?
think that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
But like you said, I told everyone.
And then I heard white
Baseball's the most
players get
expensive sport.
paid more than black players. So that's another thing too. What's up with that? You know? I don't know. I think they're racist
I
out
have
here.
not heard
Nah,
that.
trust you ain't
Fuck,
wrong.
fuck the NFL.
Yeah, trust. Yeah,
They don't care about these guys. They don't. They don't
Heard
care.
it here.
They just want money.
No, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
They just want to use them.
Now we got to cut that out too.
We're not cutting that. We're gonna keep it.
I'll leave that in. I'll leave that
We're
in.
gonna keep it. Fuck football.
leave that
That's
in.
all his opinion.
I would no longer date guys that like football. Oh shit!
I was like,
There was
a lot of
mad
guys.
people that was in the car
That's a
like,
lot of
damn.
guys, yeah.
It was mad as shit.
Yeah.
I was waiting for. I was about to go to your next show. It was all mad as shit.
Oh, boy, just like off it. No.
Yeah. That's fucking funny.
Next time, if people show up to each other, gonna start yelling out their teams.
Everyone come with jerseys and shit.
Hey, that'd be good.
That's great.
Wow.
Basketball jerseys.
Basketball jersey, yeah, basketball jersey.
Oh, speaking of basketball, we got our 3-on-3 tournament. Oh wow,
What a trend.
it'll be fucking
Yeah.
already.
Wait, what?
It was
already
a
be
dope
done.
Saturday.
It's just a
yeah.
little
Yeah.
promo we're doing.
What's
for
going on?
ourselves. We have a.
It was a great
basketball
tournament.
What?
that you guys
Yeah.
are coming.
That
out.
you guys play?
Yeah,
Wow,
this is
I
our second
can't
rendition.
Yes, you can.
How many people are on your
You
team?
gotta run shit.
How many? people are on your team?
So we're doing a 3-on-3 tournament. It's at a park local in Buena Park.
Oh, that's what's
Teams
Yeah.
get to like come and sign up.
$5 a person.
Yeah, it's
So
cool.
$15 a team.
Yeah.
So how many people
First
are
place
in your
wins.
team?
It's just like 3 players per like each team.
But you guys don't like sub?
So
You can-
last
you can-
year,
yeah,
I guess we can. This
can.
year.
last year,
how
all
many
of us
heads
try
you
to
did.
stay available for like people that came as like by themselves and were stragglers in case they didn't have their own
okay,
team.
okay.
But last year we had like 8 teams already, like
No, we had 10 teams of 3. We
10
had 30
teams.
people.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
it was
okay.
10 teams that came by themselves. And
So
then those others
we had to
some-
regulate
Wow.
the teams
Yeah,
and the
it was
games
cool.
and how they
10
did that.
teams? That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
It's like
we're
a
expecting some
tournament
more.
tournament.
Yeah,
We're expecting more people this
I
Saturday.
was saying, yeah, we
What
going
the
on
23rd?
Yeah,
Congratulations. That sounds really great.
appreciate you.
I love basketball. You see, that's a whole different thing. I
Nah,
love
that's
basketball.
good.
Basketball's a shit.
Hey,
Should pull up. We had
a better
people
sport.
dunking.
Hey,
I used to play.
Last time, fools
Oh,
were
word.
dunking. I was like,
Yeah.
God
I wasn't
damn.
good.
Nah, it's all good.
But I
Hey,
used to
nah,
play.
that's your honesty. I
That's
appreciate
cool.
transparency.
I was
more
a
than
bench warmer,
anything.
but I was still on the team.
There you go.
What were you
Bro.
playing? What were you playing?
People don't make the
Center.
team. That's the thing.
Oh, see, that's why that's just the
People
wrong
don't make
position. They should have
the
you
team.
run
That's
like
great.
point
But
and two.
center, it's like whack.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's just the wrong position.
I was
bro. Ain't
whack.
nobody trying to
I was
play
like
center.
Shaq. Like I didn't I never made my fucking
Your
free
free throws?
throws. It was just not good. I was not good.
just
But
walk-
Hold
Blocking
it
the
down
fuck
for the
out of people.
position. None of us scored.
I
Hey,
was-
shout out to stereotypes.
I was not good. And I'm being honest. But like now that I'm older, I'm good now. Like for my age, considering because I guess the standards are low now because I'm old, so I'm okay now.
Hold
You know
it
what I'm saying?
down.
But when I was young, I was bad. I was bad.
That's fine.
I'm old now, so the standards are a little bit like, oh.
that's
So
cool.
now, because I'm older now, if I could like lay up, it's like, oh, that's dope, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah, still got it.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you don't lose it.
Like throwback.
I ball just like my bars.
That doesn't even apply.
It doesn't. We just say stupid shit here all day.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the Juice Podcast.
I will say this: I have a show this Saturday. Wait, when is this airing?
Yeah.
No.
Next week?
next
Never
week,
mind.
Hopefully your show goes great.
Yeah.
And this is the aftermath, when this drops.
What a great
you
show.
know? Yeah.
But I will say this:
Fools walked in
shout
in their
out
football
to
jerseys.
no, don't come in. Shout out to 60 East from Thought Fest because
Okay.
I don't know if you guys heard, but there's this team in the IE, a hockey team, Ontario Reign. It's a hockey team, and they contacted him for halftime performances for the games.
Oh wow.
And
that's
so
cool.
he's in charge of having like 6 halftime performers, and I'm gonna be performing there October
Yeah.
6th, which is the day
How
before
many songs?
Thought
Because it's
Fest.
like a halftime. So like 2 maybe?
Honestly, I don't know how long my
Yeah,
set
because
is.
halftime's only like, what, 15, 20
10,
minutes?
yeah.
Which
10,
makes
15
sense. It's like
minutes.
how
Yeah.
long a
Yeah.
usual set is. So I'm excited.
Oh,
to
so you're going to do the
perform.
whole duration?
Yeah, the whole halftime
Oh,
show.
word.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
fire.
Yeah,
That's
the whole
cool.
halftime
That's
show at
that's
the hockey
fire.
game in
Yeah, hold it
Ontario,
down.
Ontario Reign.
And you're gonna be on the ice.
At an arena. I'm performing at an arena.
You gonna skate out there?
Just
Or
like-
you gonna?
Hey, that's
You gotta
kinda
pull up in
sick.
the skate, yo. You can't just.
Yeah.
I
Also,
can,
Blades
I
of
gotta
Glory.
go, man.
I can
Just walking all slow, you know. You gotta walk all
Blade.
slow with
No,
some
no, no,
regular
no.
shoes, you know, just like.
low key. I know how to ice skate pretty nice. So
Oh, okay.
word.
I don't know what. I don't know where though. I don't know the details of the show, but
You're not
I'm,
gonna come out like.
Yeah.
I ice skate. I ice skate.
With the, you know.
Blades of
With the
Glory.
walker. With the
Yeah.
walker.
He said Blades of Glory though.
Hey, that'd be.
I love that movie. It's a good movie.
Hey, what's that joint that we cleaning the joint? It starts with a Z.
Oh, the
Gazebo?
gazebo.
No.
No, a gazebo.
That's what
Zamboni.
I'm saying.
Zambu-
Gazebo.
That's crazy. Like,
I never
Gazebo.
said that
Gazebo's
shit.
something else, bro.
That's the
Gazebo's a
whole-
wedding thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even.
Yeah, we both
It's like
do.
I know
It's a Zamboni.
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 Yo, yo,
But-
son.
That's your dude.
No.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if you get rolled out on the Zamboni. You hear me? On the back. You
That's not
just
a bad
get dropped
idea. I'm
off.
probably gonna ask him that. Like,
No, that'd be fine.
Yeah,
You
you
can
can
just
Zamboni.
and then pick me right up at the mic
Yeah.
too. I'm not walking on this ice. You
I
know?
have no
Have, like,
idea
a
where I'm
t-shirt guy?
performing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know where in the arena
Okay.
I'm performing. I don't know.
Especially because sometimes they'll do like the national anthem. They'll be standing like
yeah, they have like a
In
little
a-
carpet.
yeah,
no?
like-
They have like a designated.
like a
area.
designated area. You
I'm just
know?
excited to be at a hockey arena performing
That's
at a halftime
fire.
show.
That's cool.
That's
That's
the first time.
fire.
So shout out to 60s for that.
I didn't know
So,
Ontario had a team like
I was
that.
about to say I didn't know there was
Ontario
hockey-
Reign,
hockey in
dude.
Ontario.
This is
That's
different.
dope. And
Yeah,
I like
different.
hockey. Hockey's cool.
I wear. I fuck with
Dope.
that. Fuck with that.
So yeah, I'm excited. October 6th, the day before Thought Fest, I'll be in Ontario performing. Halftime show for Ontario Reign.
That's lit.
That's sick.
That's
It's
lit.
great.
Once this airs, I hope you had a great show. You know, hopefully the
Ah.
show went great. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's gonna be after the fact. So
Last week's
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
it was great.
yeah, yeah.
It was. I met a lot of great people.
Threw out a bunch of sandwiches. It was
Yeah.
great.
Hispanic Heritage
Oh yeah,
Festival.
Festival.
So also I rap in Spanish. Fun fact, that's my first project. Gold Rush is my first project where I don't have a Spanish song.
Wow.
I have a Spanish song on all my albums. In my first EP, my first album, and my second
Were you
album.
mad about that?
I was, because the Spanish song I wanted, I just didn't feel like it fit the flow. But it's still there, so I'm gonna drop it on the next album.
That's
so,
fire.
but it's my first album without a Spanish song. So
It's all good. It
It's
makes them want to
weird.
go tune into the last one and then look forward for the next one.
yeah, but
I hear you.
I'm looking at it now like, damn it.
I hear you.
It would have been nice.
I hear you. I
It's
hear you.
okay.
I hear you.
I have way more songs coming.
No.
Spanish. My EP has a Spanish song.
No, we hear you.
And you just drop a whole Spanish E EP?
Will I ever? Probably, yeah. I would love to. That's not a bad idea. I love Spanish hip hop. I love
When
that
comes
shit.
out, Jose.
That should
fire.
be different, dog.
Yeah.
That shit,
Spanish
Spanish rap
it
is
dropped.
different.
Hear me? I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Yo, that's fine.
Jose probably
I feel like-
got locked in on it.
Spanish music
And-
is different.
Nah.
Spanish hip hop is a shit, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's better. That's why I had, that's why I
wish I
had
could
to do
understand.
it.
Low
and
key,
shit.
there be some songs where
Wish I could
sometimes that shit,
understand.
that bar go over my head. I'm like, that was fire.
Oh man, it's a shit, bro.
I'd be like, damn,
It's
what'd
a
he
shit.
say?
I love that shit.
I have to like try to slow it down in my head. What
You're
did he
like,
say?
Google Translate.
Yeah, you hear me?
No, I don't get that. I'm not that bad.
Don't lie, bro. It's
Nah,
okay.
I don't
Do you
ever
speak
Google
Spanish?
Translate. I barely speak Spanish.
Do you speak Spanish?
I plead the fifth.
Do you speak
So
Spanish?
no.
For the most part.
Do you speak Spanish?
I do not.
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
keep a basic conversation.
Yeah, I do not.
I work construction, so I have to speak Spanish.
I
I'm
love
the
that.
only motherfucking mix full
No, that makes
on the
sense.
job site.
Honestly, yeah.
So I gotta speak
For
Spanish and English.
You have to.
Yeah.
Just get better at it, bro. Practice.
Yeah, every
If
day.
you want, you know, I mean, you
Every
have
day.
to, but
My mom's pressuring me to try to teach my daughter Spanish. And I'm like,
dude,
You should, bro. I'm
I-
personally pushing.
I'll
this
just
on
put
my-
her in her pad. Here you go, Grandma. You teach your Spanish. Like, what the fuck?
You ain't wrong, bro. That's fire,
Yeah, that's
bro.
how I be doing my.
That's fire, bro.
Like y'all
That's
want to
fire.
learn Spanish? There you go. Bro.
Yeah, she be
Yeah.
wanting me to put this like Spanish songs on. For
oh,
her.
you should.
I don't
If-
like them.
Do you like Spanish hip hop?
Yeah, I do, but like those songs that they sing, the child songs.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, those can be a little annoying.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, that ain't it.
Yeah, I feel you.
That ain't
Motherfucking
it.
ain't for you.
Nah.
I know.
I know
It's
it's
not
not for me. But
Give the
I
kids some
gotta,
headphones.
I gotta be in there for 30 minutes with no girl. Like,
Motherfucking put
you gonna be
headphones
listening to this over here?
How about
Yeah.
some earplugs
Bro,
Like
how
that
many
new
times I had
Snoop
to
for
album?
you? For
For the
you.
children's Snoop album?
There's
Oh,
a children's Snoop album.
yeah, he did.
I didn't know that. That's
Snoop Dogg did one
wonderful.
for children.
It's great. I love rapping in Spanish. Like when I started making music, I'm like I have to do it. I have to rap in Spanish because it's important to me. Honestly, not that like I just think it's important because I want my mom to be able to hear it and understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because she already doesn't like hip hop. And I'm like, well, how can I win her over just a little bit more? Oh yeah, I'm a rap in Spanish, so she has to listen
Yeah, to make it easy.
and understand.
She
You
has
know
no
what
more
I'm saying?
excuses. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I wish there was more Spanish hip hop that I was listening to as a kid, but there really wasn't.
No.
Because Chicano rap is a whole different genre.
Yeah.
Chicano rap is a whole different type of hip hop, and I wasn't exposed to that. You know what I'm saying? But I would have liked to have like real dope Spanish boom bap
Yeah.
growing up, and I didn't. So I made it a point to let's do some Spanish boom bap.
Yeah, and Chicano rap wasn't really like real Spanish either. It was kind of like all slang Spanish too. That people
And-
in the
yeah.
States use more than when you actually listen to like somebody from Spain rapping right now.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? It's really good. Even like French rap. French rap is crazy. Like I don't even know what they're saying, but
Oh yeah.
just the cadence and like their delivery, I'm like, he's probably spinning some real shit.
I'm sure he's probably
Probably
saying
said some
something
cool
dope.
shit right there.
I was just like, I really hope he says something sick right there.
I
'cause
like
I'm
that
be mad as
bar.
hell now.
Don't know what it says, but I
Yeah.
like it.
Because one of my favorite artists, Sick Jackin, has a Spanish
Yeah.
verse on with somebody that raps in French.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I listened to his parts first, the Spanish part, and then the rest of it's in French. And I'm like, damn, that shit just goes good.
yeah.
I don't even know what he's saying, but this song's a fucking banger.
Yeah.
You know?
I fucking love Sick Jackin. I think that when it comes to like Latinos in boom bap, that's so rare. So like the only ones I can think about are like let's take it back to like Tony Touch, the Beatnuts even, fucking and then Immortal Technique. Remember that?
Yeah.
Big Pun.
Yeah.
And then Sick Jackin was like
First
later.
Grammy winner, Big Pun.
Yeah.
For Latino.
Really?
Community, yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't even know that. And then now we have Sick Jack in the West Coast. So to me, it was just like, it's a big, big inspiration. It's a big inspiration for me to do that. It's like that's one thing that I can honestly say on like right here, right now, that's the goal. Like Latinos in boom bap are just not super common, and I just want to be able to do that and do some Spanish with it.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just like it's time. Like I don't see a lot of people doing it. I gotta do it. Like for real, like now. You know, and I think Sick Jackin is somebody that's pretty inspirational for me in that way because he's from where I'm from. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And he's doing it. And nobody else is doing it. So it's like,
Yeah, he's
let's
really consistent.
do it.
Like
You know
Be
what I'm
Real's
saying?
consistent as well. He just dropped another song off of Soul Assassin's
Oh, I
albums.
think he has a Spanish verse.
Yeah, he's got another Spanish EP coming too, supposedly
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
see
yeah.
seen too. So like those are two people
Mm-hmm.
obviously from LA that I've been in longevity and consistent with even the times now.
And they're Latinos. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Which is important, I think. Just because, yeah, it's inspirational for me. I wish there was more people doing it.
That's fire. You're gonna inspire our generation. Don't worry
I
about
Yeah,
fucking
for
hope
real.
so. Remember this.
Yeah.
Remember this day.
Trust.
So
Yeah,
when
for
you
real.
were a kid,
Nah, I rock with it.
Yeah.
It's important for me, man.
Remember
And-
this episode.
Like, sometimes you be saying you're shy, you're confident, and you be showing both. You be showing flashes
Yeah.
the whole
I know,
the
I'm
whole
like,
interview.
I'm shy,
So
and then I'm like, remember this day.
yeah, so, that's fine.
No.
Stepped into your office.
You're off.
They knew. they knew. They knew who was coming.
They knew why I was there.
It's because I really feel like there's a void. You know? And why is there a void? Like, there's just so many, like, come on. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
Like, it's the West Coast. Have we ever had a female, like a queen, hip hop queen from the West? Can we think of anybody? No, we have Little Kim. We have a Pawnee B. We have that's an NY. And then in North Carolina we have Rhapsody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
what I was thinking. I was like,
But like, what else?
Where was Eve from?
Eve? I don't know.
he's from Jersey.
She's from
Oh,
Jersey.
she's from Jersey.
I
Okay.
think so.
I
And
just
so
wasn't
is
sure.
Lauren
If
Hill.
not Jersey, Philly.
So is Lauren Hill.
I just know.
But like,
not,
yeah, not.
And then
I just know it's not NY. That's totally.
Bahamadia is
know.
from Bahamadia is from Philly. So there you go, as the East Coast. So it's like, what do we haven't really had anybody here. We've had a lot of like close ones, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I just think it's time for somebody to
Niggas
really.
claim Janae.
Are they from the East?
I claim Janae Aiko.
Oh wow.
Tell you, Cal.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't rap.
Yeah, bro. That's there's a reason why I never meant you for it.
I just think her pen's nice. It's not
Oh,
rap.
I
but,
love
like,
Janae.
you know,
Janae's
like,
a shit.
I think she like has.
No,
If
Janae.
it was in a rap cadence, this shit might get off. I promise you.
You ain't
but her pen
lying.
is
You ain't lying.
bro.
She's
One of them
honestly
ones.
amazing. She's one of my favorites.
That's why I can't really like. Damn, you're right though. I'm literally trying to think. I can't even.
Yeah.
I'm blanking.
It's
Shit.
time. It's time.
I hear you. Talk
It
your
is
shit.
time.
Talk your shit.
Like Rafiki.
You hear me?
This time.
You hear me?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should work with a lot. You should work with Zunaloa and Doughboy Tony over here from Orange County. because they're on
We ha-
basically.
Me and
Same.
Sinaloa have a song.
Oh, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
they're
Damn, that shit went
It's
right
his
over my
most
head.
played song on his Spotify.
Damn.
Oh, see, I play Apple Music. I was about to say, I think it's like
That was
your
my
third or fourth most played on your Apple. Like when you
What?
when it popped when I
Oh,
looked you
from
up,
I don't use Apple Music. I don't know,
okay,
but
so
I know
that's
that
why.
on Spotify it's his most played song.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn.
No, shout out to Sinaloa.
That's a link.
No, it's a good ass song. We did our
I
thing
didn't
on
hear
that
it.
song. It's a fucking good
I
ass
it's pretty
I
song.
fire,
got
bro.
to. I got
The
to.
beat is the
didn't
hook
hear
is
it.
dope, right?
Yeah, just the way he comes in. Yeah, it's
The hook was my idea. I was like, use your first 4 bars of the hook, and he repeated it, and then I repeated it, and we just went from there.
That's fire.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a dope.
Damn.
You should hear it.
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah,
to.
bro. No,
I
honestly,
was
that's
trying
I
to
feel
hear the
bad.
album.
So
I was trying to-
I've been diving into Sinaloa and her shit. I'm like, and then I didn't find it. Oh my god.
The fact that you paired that link and there is,
yeah,
you hear me?
There's
Nah,
history.
yeah,
that-
There's
that-
history with
That's
that
a year
line.
for like artists that could go together too, though. That's
Yeah.
fire, bro.
Yeah, there's
We on that.
yeah.
Well, Silvandgold, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Nah,
Great
pleasure.
The
episode.
Juice
Thank you, bro.
Podcast.
Pleasure.
Just one last thing. Really appreciate your music.
Thank you.
'Cause now that I have a daughter, I'm really into hip hop, and it's like a lot of these females nowadays are not gonna be played in my household.
You,
But your albums will be
you
played
don't
in
like
my
Ice
household.
Spice?
No,
You don't play Ice Spice for your daughter?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know what Olivia will be doing at home, but when I'm home, I'm gonna play real hip hop and real music.
Oh, come on.
You
Play
know
some
what I
Ice
mean?
Spice. Why are we
Olivia's probably
laughing?
watching this, probably
I
like
wanna
that.
know
He's
why this
wild.
is
I don't,
funny.
are you?
It's
are you for
okay.
real right now?
It's
Hold on. Like,
It's
are you
okay.
for real? Like,
I'm not even gonna.
Let's get into it.
But
That's because I know that's not Jose's thing.
yeah,
Is it your
That's
thing?
why I'm
right
laughing.
now.
You mean to tell me you wouldn't play Ice Spice
No,
for your daughter?
I would, dude.
You
I
would?
I would.
You wouldn't?
I would.
Oh, you would? He would.
I would play all type of music. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
He's not having it.
Nah,
I honestly,
that's why I was laughing because I know that's
I just
not
want
Jose's
honesty. I just want
thing.
transparency.
I ain't gonna
You're- I literally don't care.
I really don't. Low key, how you said like, you know how like as a kid we don't interpret. I wouldn't mad if I never heard 50. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. You hear me? And like
Yeah, bro.
Many
I
Men,
was, I've been
or
listening
like
to Bubba Spark,
Stick,
shit like
bro.
that,
I remember
bro.
like, bro, like,
Spark.
bro, like,
Magic
I remember
Stick is
watching
shit.
Magic
I
Stick
talk about
BT
yelling out.
video.
I love
I
that
didn't know what was
shit.
going
I
on.
fucking love that song.
But the
bro.
presentation, all in the suits, all of the you think anybody wants their kid to
I
hear
was
that?
8
You hear
years
me?
old.
No, but
fucking singing
ideally,
the game.
if I didn't hear that, I wouldn't love
Just
hip hop
wa-
as much as I
If you
did.
take a look,
Just be
in
wise.
my eye-
But
Just be
I
wise,
get, trust
right?
me, I get why parents wouldn't want. You feel me?
Yeah.
Just
but
be wise.
I'm not gonna
I'm
act like I
saying,
wasn't.
right?
Yeah.
Bruh,
No,
trust.
but now that you pointed
I done
that,
got-
after you pointed that out, that is true actually.
I done
'Cause I
got
look at it
beat
from my
for
daughter's
being on
eyes.
YouTube.
There's just
right?
certain things that you know are worth it, and some things are just not worth it. Like
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
probably not gonna play that song with fucking. And I love Tupac, by the way. I have Thug Life tatted in my arm, but I'm probably not gonna play that Tupac song with Bone Thugs going boom boom. I'm probably not gonna play that for my kid. Probably not, right?
I probably won't.
There's probably certain things, right?
I would want to when she gets older.
I'll-
though.
yeah,
wait
when
till
she
she's
gets
like
older.
When
8
she
or 9,
gets
like-
older.
Okay, it's time to hear the
Jose's
gunshots.
like, you're 11 now.
Some real shit. On the birthday,
Bro, so
She
bad.
wakes
Like
up.
another year or two.
I've been waiting for this day.
Happy birthday, baby! It's time for you to hear this song.
Notorious Thug starts playing in the
Like,
background.
so who, this is DMX.
This is DMX. Exactly.
Holy shit.
Dancing with the Devil. Are you ready? This is art, honey.
Oh shit!
Come here.
Drop Immortal on her.
Bro, I heard that song
Oh,
in 6th
damn.
grade. Like,
Yeah.
Like-
Immortal Technique
This is
again.
Remember
Brother
that
Lynn
day?
Hunch,
Look,
right?
you
I shouldn't
can't,
have
I
been
love Immortal
listening.
Technique.
I
I don't care. I was
shouldn't have
bumping
been
him
listening.
in middle
That's
school.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember hearing that song. Like, yeah,
Oh,
my
Immortal
boy showed me.
Technique was.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, how you gonna scar me like
movement.
this?
Yeah, bro. I heard that shit in
Traumatized,
8th grade. I was kind of like, hey,
Bro, I
yo,
was
like-
trying.
Hey yo, this is
yeah.
dope.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
This
sick.
I
movie,
thought it was
that
on-
song,
when he
bro.
said at the end, "This is real," I was like, well, "No,
Nah, bro.
no."
It's not real. He said it before. It's not real.
Yeah, but
Like he's
on the YouTube, the one that I watched,
yeah. He said it right. Eventually,
he
it's
said
not
it,
real.
but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? Not everything that people rap about
I
is
know,
real.
but
Sometimes we're
just
just
know
creative.
he can't take back how he traumatized me. That's all I'm saying. Like, it don't matter. That's all I'm trying to say.
It was like truth or not.
Yeah, like what the fuck? I remember that day. Like,
I remember the day.
swear,
You
bro.
remember the day?
I do, because I used to go to the library and like look up YouTube videos. That's what.
And I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I
Like, in
remember like
sixth
where I was
grade,
living
that's
at
what we
too when I
did.
first heard that shit.
Really?
Like, yeah, I
Me
used
too.
to go to the
Me too. I was
library.
Like I
and
just
look
remember
up
like
new music.
my boys that I was with. I was
Yeah,
in Bachman Gables when they
right?
showed me
Bro,
that
I was
shit,
more.
like-
And it was
I
a
was more
CD.
one, bro.
I was
Oh, okay,
playing-
okay.
I
They
had
were
a
playing it on
CD.
their phone. Like,
Oh, no, I had a CD. I was playing it on my boombox, and I heard it. I was in Live Oak. I remember I was at too. Bro.
Word, yeah, trust. I know
Hey,
what
but
you mean,
it was
gang.
beautiful though. You
I
guys,
know what you mean. No,
was it
it
not
was great.
beautiful?
It was
a
great.
piece of art.
No, it was
you
great.
appreciate it for what it was. And I
Literally.
think the only thing that was disturbing was not knowing whether it was real or not. But if you could just appreciate art for it being art, it's wonderful. You know, without having to ask these questions. Did it really happen?
Yeah.
You know, like just appreciate it.
I hear
So
you.
I remember. I remember where I was at too.
Yeah.
I remember I was in my bed
Trust.
playing it in my boombox. But I had an actual CD.
Trust.
Oh, see, no, see, I was listening on my boy's phone. Like,
Yeah, I was off of
we were supposed to be
YouTube.
doing
I was on
homework,
my
and was
Android.
not doing that
Haskell
shit.
Library.
Not real shit off the
That's
Android
my
phone,
shit,
bro.
bro.
I
I was there.
Have you
That's
heard
my
it?
shit.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
I
okay.
was-
You're not talking about it. Where were you when you first heard it?
I was,
Dancing with the
I was
devil.
walking through the halls in my junior high,
Damn.
and I was hiding on my phone. The homie was like, "Look this up." We typed it in, and I heard that shit. And I
Yeah,
was like,
someone
wow.
showed me the YouTube video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the YouTube video.
That's crazy.
So I remember that's when you used to have the app, had to fucking go to YouTube, download the link, or no, copy the link, put it on the app, and then like, yeah, that.
Nah, I hear you. Trust.
I love Immortal Technique.
I hear you.
A
I
lot.
hear you.
I'm gonna bump it on my way home.
I feel it.
I gotta look for that Zenalo song. Whatever, right, everybody, we're out of here. This is Jose.
This Jim was signing.
Frankie.
Isaac.
Wait, we didn't get the
Thank
socials.
you again. Yeah, if you
My
can tell everybody
socials.
where they
Yeah.
can
Well, I
find
have a
your music.
website, silvandgold.com.
Right.
SILVA.
I signed up for the newsletter.
Oh, thank you.
That was just the first thing that popped out. I was like, I'm trying to get to the music. It said newsletter. I was like,
That's sweet. I
I'm
appreciate
down
that.
though. You know, I was trying to get to the music.
You're like,
Yeah, I was just trying to, run it up.
that was sweet. I honestly appreciate that.
That's
because that
fire,
goes a
though.
long way.
No,
that
that's
goes
fire.
a long ass way. Because I
That's
mean,
fire presentation for the person, like, first time looking at. I was like, okay. Just
Yeah,
trying to
a
have
lot of
people
people have
tapped in,
newsletters.
like
Sure.
long-term fan shit. Like,
long
be
term.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
just to be
absolutely.
updated. on what I
I
got
gotta make
going
someone a
on.
fan, real shit. No,
Yeah, bro.
Or just like I
I'm
want
gonna
to
get the emails forever.
send news
Yeah.
to you guys that I can't really send you like directly, but you
Right.
get on your email. So it's like,
We on that.
thank you for signing up.
Of
I really
course,
appreciate it. That's
yeah,
really
of
sweet of
course.
you. But I have a website. All my links are there. My social media links and my music links: Spotify, Apple, Tidal, you name it, Bandcamp, even silvandgold.com, SILVAND gold.com. So everything's there.
Until we making it out.
Here we go. We're out of here. This is
Yeah.
Jose.
Look,
Peace. Thank you for having me.
go around with the town, up in my way, up my shit. Niggas be making a sound. Niggas don't wish where I'm from. Grind till we making it out. Selling that fish, selling that fish.